to my presentation about the rise of self-driving cars and how autonomous vehicle technologies move toward mainstream adoption. This presentation explores the rise of self-driving cars between 2020 and 2024. Autonomous vehicles were once considered a futuristic concept, but advances in artificial intelligence, sensors, and computing power have allowed them to become increasingly common in testing programs, ride services, and consumer vehicles. So, starting with what are self-driving cars? Self-driving cars, also known as autonomous vehicles, are vehicles that can drive themselves without human control. They rely on a combination of artificial intelligence, cameras, radar, LiDAR sensors, and GPS systems to detect their surroundings and navigate the road safely, which is their ultimate goal. Let's talk a little more about the early development of self-driving cars. Um, Self-driving cars seem new, but research began many years ago. Many experiments took place in the 1980s and 1990s. The DARPA, or DARPA, autonomous vehicles competitions in the early 2000s really accelerated the development of autonomous cars. By the 2010s, companies like Google, Tesla, and General Motors began heavily investing in the technology. Autonomous vehicles rely on multiple technologies working together. Sensors allow the other cars to detect other vehicles, pedestrians, and road signs. Artificial intelligence analyzes this information and makes driving decisions. Machine learning allows the system to improve as it processes more driving data. There are several technology and automotive companies that are competing to develop self-driving vehicles. Tesla focuses on AI-driven driving systems for consumer cars. Waymo, owned by Google's parent company Alphabet, has developed autonomous ride-hailing services. Cruise, owned by General Motors, and Amazon's Zoox are also heavily invested in this technology. Between 2020 and 2024, self-driving cars gained significant traction. Companies began launching autonomous taxi services in certain cities. Tesla introduced more advanced driver assistance software called full self-driving. Companies like Waymo and Cruise began operating autonomous ride services in places such as San Francisco and Phoenix. Supporters believe autonomous vehicles could significantly improve road safety. Since most traffic accidents are caused by human error, self-driving cars may help reduce crashes. They could also provide transportation for people who cannot drive, such as elderly and disabled individuals. Despite their potential benefits, autonomous vehicles also do face challenges. Safety remains the biggest concern, especially after a few highly publicized accidents involving self-driving systems. Governments are still developing regulations, and many people remain cautious about fully trusting autonomous vehicles. Looking ahead, autonomous vehicles may transform transportation systems. Self-driving taxis, delivery vehicles, and freight trucks could become common. Cities may also develop smart infrastructure that communicates with autonomous vehicles to improve traffic flow and safety. Looking, government regulation plays an important role in the future of self-driving cars. Agencies such as the National Traffic Safety Administration are developing rules for testing and deploying autonomous vehicles. Policymakers must address safety standards, legal responsibilities in accidents, and privacy concerns related to vehicle data. Autonomous vehicles could have major economic impact. Self-driving technology may reduce transportation costs by removing the need for human drivers in some industries. It could also create a new business such as robo-taxi services and autonomous delivery systems. However, the technology may also disrupt jobs in trucking, taxi, and other transportation sectors. These were my references used. Um, Most references were used via web, web search, and SPU library databases. Thank you.